1 year ago, I told you that I was not going to upgrade my iPhone 14 Pro Max to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and none of you believed me. And I'm telling you this year, I'm not upgrading to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, although they almost got me this year. This is my iPhone 14 Pro Max. When I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. When I tell you I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to do it. But this year, Apple almost got me to upgrade. Man, they came real close. I was actually shocked. I went into this whole thing thinking, I have no interest in upgrading. I'm kind of past the yearly upgrade thing. And even 2 years in, I'm fine. My iPhone 14 Pro Max works wonderfully. And for what I need it for, there is no need to upgrade. But there were a couple of things they showed that actually made me almost upgrade. One of the things that stopped me from doing it was the trade-in. The trade-in I would get for my iPhone 14 Pro Max was $500. So no thank you, Apple. Won't be doing that this year. However, here are some of the things that I actually was pretty impressed by. Now, again, I'm only talking about the Pro series of phones because even though I love the colors that they always give the regular series of iPhones and wish that they would come to Pro, I just don't think I could go down. A, I need the bigger screen, and I understand there's a plus, but I need the bigger screen. And B, I just know that as soon as I sacrifice that third lens on the phone, I'm going to need it. I just know it. I just know that's going to happen, and I can't have that happen. To be clear, like the iPhone 14 Pro Max is still amazing in 2024 and will be in 2025. I don't feel the need to upgrade. But one of the features that they talked about that I really was actually kind of excited about is AI. I know. And if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know I'm kind of on the fence about AI. I understand that it's a tool we will all need to get adjusted to because it's a thing that's here and it's not going anywhere. I also understand the power behind it and how good it can be. Apple's been using ML for a long time, machine learning, to do all the things with your pictures and all types of things in the operating system. And I always thought that AI is actually only going to hit the next level of importance once Apple gets their hands on it, and they're integrating it at an operating system level. And I believe that's the game changer. And some of the things they showed are kind of thoughtful, like the ways that it's going to summarize your emails and all the things that will happen within the operating system itself, as well as reaching out to ChatGPT just in case the Apple intelligence starts to act like Siri of the last several years. I think this is really amazing because Apple's actually showing that sometimes they don't even get it right. So they need help from something else, and ChatGPT is that thing. But of course, Apple thinking about privacy lets you know when you're going out to a third party to get answers. So I'm down with all of that. And while the features of the camera are always a great thing, and yeah, sure, wouldn't mind having a better camera, I don't think that most people are going to see the difference if you take a picture with the 14 Pro Max and the 16 Pro Max. Most of us don't know how to take good pictures anyway. The one thing that actually does make me want to upgrade is, of course, the thing that happened last year, which is USB-C. I could finally get rid of all of my lightning cables. Man, I can't wait to throw those things in the garbage where they shouldn't be, because that's terrible for the planet, but I kind of don't care. Apple's doing something kind of interesting this year where they're allowing you to get a better idea of how this compares to a previous generation iPhone. So I went to their website and compared two features that I think are really interesting to the upcoming iPhone 16 Pro Max, which is the processing power and perhaps the most important feature of any phone, period. Almost everyone can agree to this: the battery. According to their own website, the processor is 30% faster and the GPU will be 40% faster than my iPhone 14 Pro Max. This is 2 generations ago. It doesn't sound like a lot to me. It just doesn't. Like, first of all, I don't really play games on my phone, so the GPU thing is kind of irrelevant to me. And only 30% faster over the course of 2 generations sounds not so impressive. I guess really what it's saying is how good the processors in these phones already are, and it's very hard to make them any better. But I mean, 2 generations. But the one spec that everyone can appreciate, and even people who aren't tech nerds like us really like, is battery life. And this thing apparently gets 4 hours more battery life than my iPhone 14 Pro Max. If that is true, and Apple is one of the few companies that typically tells the truth when it comes to their battery life estimates, that kind of gives me a little FOMO. Because no matter what features this phone has, if it doesn't have the battery life to support it, it's irrelevant. I don't care if you have the most powerful phone in your pocket. If you're down to 5% battery, you're not getting a lot out of it. And while Apple was showing off all these other great features of the iPhone and things that they're trying to sell you on, I gotta be honest, the battery life is the biggest thing to me. That is the biggest thing that really kind of went unsaid during their live stream. And to be honest, they mentioned it briefly, but they didn't make a big deal. 4 hours in 2 generations is huge. 4 hours. And that's if you're watching video. Like if you're just letting it sit around, you're probably getting a lot more than that. So for that reason, I went to try to pre-order one. And then I found out they were only going to give me $500 for my phone. And after tax, it would be a lot of money. So that's not happening this year, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe next year. Hopefully by next year, when the iPhone 17 Pro Max comes out, there'll be even more reason to buy one. I'll be able to finally get my USB-C phone. I'll definitely have some Apple AI that'll probably be worth having at that point. Even a better camera than whatever is out right now. And yeah, they're not going to give me as much of a trade-in, but at this point, what am I going to do? And by the way, Apple, can we get some of the colors from the regular iPhone to the Pro series? Please and thank you. Also, I'm actually starting a personal podcast. I'm uploading the very first episode here on this channel in a little bit of time here. And I interview John Prosser about life, not about tech, a little bit about YouTube, and quite a bit about life and gross things. You're just going to wipe them off with paper towels? Because that's what we're talking about. That's literally what we're talking about.
Oh, God. Oh. I was not ready for how terrible that was going to be. Oh, I like the spaghetti analogy way better.
It's pretty great. So hit that subscribe button and I'll see you soon. Peace and love.